Hey everybody, this is DayTraderRockStar, and this is a market radar for July 29th. It'll be a Wednesday, and we're doing this right after the close here on Tuesday's close. Earnings are coming out. We just had Buffalo Wild Wings. We had Twitter out, trading higher, Panera Bread, um, trading higher, and again, waiting for Panera, U.S. Steel, a couple other ones here still coming out. Gilead here off the highs but higher. And Yelp also down a lot this morning, this afternoon here after the close. So we're going to jump to the markets, and just really an interesting day yesterday going into today. There's two charts I really want to concentrate on. Yesterday, we'll go start off here on that daily. We actually pulled back to the 200 simple moving average, and we bounced off of it. Now, when we see that bounce happening, it's holding. It was hard, really hard to gauge where this was going to take off. There was a lot of bearishness still in the markets. The 60-minute time frame was oversold, so we knew that we wanted to get a nice little a bounce off that 60. We know that doesn't usually stay embedded for a period of more than 2 to 3 days before getting that rotation. And that's just how things usually happen. And lots of times when we start to see that market here really start to just jive, we can really take those signals much faster. But this one has been embedded, and we came down pretty strong. So we're waiting for that bounce. And today we got that bounce. We had a great rally all day today. 5-minute chart, you can actually see there was a couple levels here. We had initial pop and the pullback. And we had some great levels again from FT71. Who outlined a good level underneath there, and then at that same point, let's actually go back and take a look at that. We have those levels marked in orange when we do have set up. So we did have that 62 area. So we came down to, we had two areas underneath us, the 65. We had an initial bounce off of that, pop back down, and we came down to this level. Now this was a very interesting level here because this represented a lane divergence on our cash chart right here between the 1015 and 1030 area. Also represented an FT volume profile zone. So you know that the lane divergence is like the almost closest to the holy grail that we look for on our charts when we look for that reversal. So seeing them both here really, when you look back at the chart now and see the move off of that, it was just a beautiful move. Now, he had an upside level to watch at 82, which we marked off here in orange, a little bit higher, and we kind of moved through that level. Market was extremely strong. Came back, kind of retested it, pushed back up here, and continued to move higher and higher and higher. And at the end of the day here, we kind of just channeled out here. And this channel was really nice because it started to really focus again on understanding the wind in your sail concept. This very strong rally today, similar to yesterday, but at the opposite. Where we had those rotations on that fast stochastic. Each rotation, we had, other than the first one, which was a divergence rotation, this was our first rotation back down. Look at the move from that level. It was the only opportunity really here until we got oversold again. This was probably the only other opportunity again for a decent pullback. And then once again, which I didn't circle out here. It's right here. It doesn't represent this. This was representing something else. That oversold level here once again pushed back up. Then we got this chop. Even at this oversold level, we started chopping back up and starting to pattern out a bit. And then the after hours stuff. So interesting day, very strong day. And you can take a look now on that 5-minute chart. We actually ended the day in this divergence, what we call a price divergence, where we got that sideways price, the pullback here, the rotation. But nothing really, again, the last 10 minutes of the trade becomes a little bit more difficult to read into these. But I wanted to show you the 5-minute setup here. The 5-minute was key. We don't really see it on the 5-minute, the divergence here. Sorry for my stutter there, but you could actually see it slightly there. But you really start to see it on the 1-minute chart. Was it on the 1 minute? No, I think it was on the 1 minute. Probably can see it on the 3-minute too. Yeah, right here it was. This is where we concentrate on. Lots of times we pay attention to that 20 line underneath us. And that 20 line really represented by that little red line there. And you can see from this low right here to this low on the stochastic band, that little pop and then a failure, and we kind of took out that low. We held above that red line, started turning back up here. So that was really that divergence that we were concentrating on at that time. But at that point, it was really hard. I mean, honestly, we want to, be realistic in every entry and every exit. We want to be able to say, hey, that's really a definable divergence. Yeah, you know what? We're going to focus more on that, and that's the next portion of this video. During the show, you normally see me concentrate on that 14 period. We're going to be bringing this up into the spotlight. I'm going to switch these around a little, so we're going to be actually taking a very kind of a quicker look back in the settings, and we'll be trading off of this on the divergence, at least watching it, and I think that's going to help a lot on seeing some really good setups during the day, because these come out a little bit more than the 14 period one, and it seems to be a much cleaner one that I could tell. So look for that to at least starting tomorrow. I'm going to set that up after this video goes out. And this is where we leave off, and the big thing here now is just the big picture. Great to get that push here, and we pay attention to that 60-minute time frame. And that 60-minute time frame was perfect in the way it rotated right back up. We always talk about an embedded stochastic. The next time we rotate back up to it, it's usually a faster move back down. It's just how things work. You could get up there and you get tremendous strength and you could break out, or you could kind of rotate back down. There's a pretty interesting trend line right above us. So we came up to a trend line up to the 200, got overbought on the 60, and with that trend line in this pivot area, we were kind of established now what we have called a 1-2-3 pattern. And this would lead, to look at that daily. When we look at that daily here, not fully extended, on the daily stochastic band here. I want to clean it up a little. So you can see we're still waiting to get oversold. So while this is continuing to trend down, that 60-minute time frame will cycle out, and that cycling, getting overbought, now maybe pulling back, and we could actually end up going down a little bit lower and getting everything lined up with that 60. It needs to be seen, but lots of times I see this as that 1-2-3 pattern starts to take place. So do we have a move down here to 2050? Brings us back down to support. It brings us back down to the 1-2-3 pattern. Tomorrow will be an important day, I think. We have the FOMC meeting tomorrow, decision tomorrow. No rate decision planned, but no press conference. But there will be a, a release. So that will move the markets, and the market tends to kind of grind higher, kind of a levitating, kind of just little floating market sometimes into these numbers. But no call on that. That is kind of a news event. I don't know if they're going to come out with any clues on when they're going to raise rates. They might do that. If there's some commentary out there. Remember, there's not going to be any press conference, so I don't expect too much to come out of that. So, if you look at the, a scenario where there's no news, is that a no news good news, or a no news bad news scenario? Either way, we'll get choppy at 2 o'clock. So that's where we're going to leave it off. But remember, we're going to be really focusing a lot on that S&P chart, ES chart tomorrow. The signals have been coming in great. The traders have been great in the room, and I appreciate everyone posting their trades. And I think that's about it for now. Again, we'll watch some of the overnight. Don't forget, you could actually tune in 24/7 here at the Day Trading Radio.
NQ Tradeometer overbought.
After Asia, going into Europe at 3 o'clock, 3:30, things start to pick up until about 6 in the morning. But you could cover the futures and follow the futures, and if you're on the site and a member, you could trade in the room. We have people up all night, and it's kind of interesting, especially when Europe opens up. So definitely come over and check it out, and we'll talk to you in the morning.